Hi there, welcome to Season One, the platform where we speak truth to power. This morning, just want to quickly do a short video. Um, I wanted to talk about the issues you see behind me here. And many people don't connect trade, religion with how our way of life. Religion usually controls everything that you're doing. Islam, Christianity, the holidays you go on, your government. Here's a little list that I want you to really be familiar with. Look, trade. Once they take over your land, they start dictating your days of the week, your months, your years, your celebrations. That is what religion is about. It's not just about your personal self, it's about your community. They literally come and take over your community and change your way of life, not just only you, but your entire community. So, like I said, trade. In 1841, for example, the Niger expedition, when they came with Christianity and trade. So they work hand in hand. And I think many of us need to understand that in the Niger expedition, they said that they were going to promote and spread Christianity and trade. And in the trade, what they did was to force the kings to sign treaties that would bind not just only the king, but the entire nation. So you will now understand very well that Christianity had an agenda. Likewise, Islam. They're both as equally as bad. Islam will come and say, no, 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 you can coexist and everything else. But then they start telling you, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. Um, Non-believer are called infidels, and that is a way to create division in the community. These are things that many of us don't think about. So you think that the Christian Islam comes on its own? It never does. Islam comes with a whole set of plans and systems that you don't see, and you just think you're doing it on your own. It isn't affecting your entire community. Now, when you have a situation where you have your own laws and things, they sweep that aside. So, for example, like I said, look at the list behind trade. Like I said, I've told you what trade is about. Names. Now, you will have your names like Mohammed and everything else because you're taking the name of a Muslim. Now, you're rejecting your own African name. Again, Christianity, John, James, Andrew, all of this. You're rejecting your Yoruba names, your African names, because that's what you've been told to do. These are things that we have to really understand as a people and understand that we're working on things in a way that makes it work, in a way that makes it very, very, what's the word? That makes it very, very clear that the plan is to take over your land, take over everything from you, and make you forget your history. Now, I'm not saying this as a matter of anger. I'm saying as facts. So I talked about name. Your kingdoms. Our kingdoms were carved apart, and now what's happened with the kingdoms? They're now called different names. Nigeria. Nigeria doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't. It has no meaning to me because it's not the name of my ancestors. It's not the name my ancestors created. You can't. There's no literal meaning other than to say it's just to identify a geographical location. That is it. And anybody that sees you as a geographical location does not have your interest as a community. So we need to really be very, very clear when we're talking about these things that it is these are the kind of things that has been put in place. Let me talk about the other one again. Yeah, of course, they create the fake nations, like I said, and it's not to promote your culture or anything like that. I mean, for example, Facebook and others now, they reject your, they don't recognize Yoruba or African languages or make payments based on that. They from example myself, I've been told I cannot speak in Yoruba on my platforms on Facebook. So these are realities that many of us ignore. When you put your face at, oh, I believe in one region or the other, they're there to exploit and oppress and suppress. That's a plain fact. Then, secondly, um, your currency. The currencies that they impose on you are often worthless. Look at the SEFA. The SEFA imposed on 14 countries. Three of them have pulled out. the CFA is worthless. And those who print those CFAs, they are in France. And they impose that on you. The Nigerian currency, it's determined, the rate is determined by the financial institutions that we have no control over. These are realities that many of us ignore. That Christianity and Islam has provided a platform from which they could now influence and control our way of life, literally. And of course, finally, the health, no, not finally, healthcare as well. Another thing, many of our traditional ways is often been looked down on us. No, don't do that. It doesn't work, you know. And then promoting theirs. It's all to do with trade, you know. And this is the reality. And in fact, they often exploit it, and then they'll come and take a lot of stuff that they find effective and use it in their medicines, and then tell you, oh, yours is bad. These are realities of what Christianity and Islam are propagating, and we have to be very aware of it. Finally, of course, military bases. The military bases is the final control, is the final piece of the jigsaw puzzle. It gives them the control to be able to maintain the other things. So you see, you have religion at the beginning as a way to take your mind over, and then you have force. Military force is the very last part of the jigsaw puzzle to maintain what they have put in place on your land. But many people don't think about that. So when you think, oh, I'm just a Christian, it's not impacting nobody else, I can do what I want. There's no free will in this. This is an imposition. You've been tricked into following those religions. And I think it's important for us to understand that. And I hope you found this informative. If you do, please do share. It is really important from going forward that we all begin to really look at things from this point of view and understand when we're saying we are, particularly as Africans on the African continent, those religions are an imposition. And in often most cases, they tell African spirituality does not um, prevent other religions from actually sort of other religions from coexisting. That's part of who we are. But the problem is once they come into our community, their ultimate goal is to take it over. You either be a Christian or a Muslim, and that divides our entire community. Of course, we are all African spiritualists because that's our foundation. Well, many people reject it. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on this. How do you view what I just said? Does this make sense to you? Do you now have a clear understanding of why religion is not just what you think it is? It is about taking over. It's about commerce. It's about exploitation. It's about business. It's about making money off the back of the false narrative they put in front of you. I hope many of us recognize this. Thank you very much. You've been listening to Season AY, the platform where we speak truth. Please do share this broadcast if it resonates with you. Thank you and bye for now.